Okay, so today I want to talk to you a little bit about descriptive statistics and using formulas to calculate things like averages, standard deviation, and sample size. So a lot of times when you submit information to Google, or you see information like a Google form, or you see information in a data set, it comes in this way with just a question, like these would be where the questions in the form go, and these would be people's responses. Now, of course, this data has been sorted, sorting data into categories using a number of different strategies. You can use the filter button, but that's really a bigger topic for another video. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and set up blue, white, and red as headings, because when we look at data, we're often looking at data in columns for comparison, not in one giant line of text. And so you can take all the blue information, copy and paste. I find that doing a little bit of organizing ahead of time makes the overall analysis easier. That's just my preference. So there's our white data. And one thing, when you're moving data around like this, you always just want to really double check that you're copying and pasting the correct numbers into the correct place. So there's ways to do that. You could like count how many blue groups there are by going down here and looking at count, or count numbers in this case. They both work. So now I have all my data and it's organized into nice, neat columns. I could, highlight and center everything. It defaults the numbers to a right alignment. And I could type average, SD for standard deviation, and N for sample size. You can see that it defaults text to the left alignment. So numbers get right aligned, text gets left aligned. And so now I can put in my formulas, and you can like click up here and enter a formula like average and then just highlight. You could also type the word average. For standard deviation, I like to use the standard deviation of a sample, which is stdev.s. And then again, make sure you're not highlighting your average number, but just the 25 numbers from the sample. And then I know that there's 25 numbers, but the count function is great for when you have really big data sets and you need to know how many numbers are in that data set. There's also cool things like count if that allows you to set parameters, like if you just want to count the numbers that are over, like greater than or less than or equal to a certain number. So very handy. And then my favorite trick of all, the click and drag. So I've done the calculations for this column. I can highlight these, hover over the little blue box, click and drag, and that will apply those formulas. You could also copy and paste, but I find it's less clicking and overall work, especially when you're dealing with 5 columns or 6 columns of information. It's much easier just to click and drag. So hope this helps.